Hey yo, I'm back with another video, and today I want to talk about these fight announcement that UFC has just made: Rakhmanov versus Ian Garry, and also Colby Covington versus Joaquin Buckley. So Joaquin Buckley. Okay, I didn't see that coming. Like, I'll be very honest, I didn't see this coming. And before I start today's video, you know the drill. Subscribe to my channel since I've got very few followers or subscribers, whatever. And also watch this video at 2x speed. Okay, let us get into it without any further ado. Colby Covington versus Joaquin Buckley. This is going to take in December 14th. Today is 16th of November. So we basically have 29, 30 days left. And this is going to take place in Tampa, Florida. And I genuinely think the President of the United States of America, Mr. Donald J. Trump, is going to be in there because this is going to be in Florida. All right. And Colby Covington, he's probably, since Trump won the election, Colby Covington has become active. He's back on track. I don't think, I don't know if that is going to help him win this fight. But then again, you never know. Uh, he might win this fight. Who knows? Who knows? He's always, but he's really old. He's 36 years old. Joaquin Buckley is 30 years old. And Colby Covington is a small welterweight compared to the other welterweights in the division. Joaquin Buckley is what? How tall is Joaquin Buckley? I think he's 5'10". Colby Covington is actually taller than Joaquin Buckley, but Buckley I think will be stronger than Colby Covington. And I'm interested in this fight because I don't know when did Colby Covington last fight. He fought against Leon. I think it was this year in January or something. I don't exactly remember. Um, no, he fought Leon Edwards in December 2016. December 2023, December 16 last year. So it has been, so he's going to fight after almost a year since his last fight. So not exactly a lot of gap considering he fought Jorge Masvidal in 2022 March. So yeah, 1.5 year and 1 year gap for Colby Covington is like a normal thing. It'll be interesting how he deals with Joaquin Buckley. I think on the feet, Joaquin Buckley is going to be a better striker. Joaquin Buckley is going to be a really powerful striker. Colby Covington, he did have a good striking battle against Kamaru Usman, but then again, back then, Colby was what, 32, 33. He was really young. And after those 2 wars against Kamaru, he hasn't looked that good. He did not look good against Leon Edwards. He got destroyed by Leon Edwards for 4 rounds. And in the 5th round, he was able to take down Leon Edwards, and he was raising his hands as if he was going to win that fight. That was a horrible performance, and I think after that performance, he should have been cut from UFC. But again, look at him now. He's getting our ranked opponent in Joaquin Buckley. But I think, look, Buckley can become a star if Buckley manages to finish Colby Covington. If he manages to knock out Colby Covington, or somehow manages to dominate Colby Covington for 5 rounds, I don't think Joaquin Buckley can go for 5 rounds against Colby Covington. Kobe Covington's greatest attribute is his cardio. It is his gas tank. He can keep spamming takedowns just like Marab can. And Kobe he does a lot of boxing, then he goes for your leg and he takes you down. But I don't know if you'll be able to do that against Joaquin Buckley because Buckley is much more stronger. I think Buckley is quite strong compared to Kobe. But there will be an interesting fight because Buckley used grappling in his last fight to knock out Wonder Boy. That sounds really awkward that he used grappling, but it'll be an interesting fight. It'll be an interesting fight. Currently, I'm not going to. This is not exactly a prediction video or a breakdown video. I might make those when the fight gets close. But right now, I just wanted to talk about it that UFC is actually dropping banger fights, and props to Dana and the team. McManard, who was Sean Shelby, Hunter Campbell. I mean, they're doing good. They're doing good. Back to back, good fights. How do I see this happening? How do I see this playing out? I think Colby Covington, I think Joaquin Buckley will be in round 1 and 2, and probably round 3 and 4 and 5. I think Colby Covington will probably try to take down Joaquin Buckley. I think he will. It is not going to be that easy for Colby to take down Joaquin Buckley because Buckley is really strong. For the welterweight division, he's pretty strong. Even in middleweight, he was strong, but then again, sometimes he gets reckless and he gets into trouble. I don't think Colby Covington is knocking out Joaquin Buckley. Colby Covington doesn't knock out anybody, and I do not think he's going to be able to finish Joaquin Buckley in a grappling sequence. The only way Colby Covington can win this fight, Colby Covington can win this fight is by going 5 rounds of basically spamming takedowns and holding Buckley to the face and taking him down. for 5 rounds. That is what he should be doing. That is the only way he can win against Buckley. But we have seen Buckley go for 3 rounds. He does get tired. But it'll be interesting. It will be interesting. It is going to be a short notice fight. That's because there are no because Buckley was preparing for Ian Garry. Ian Garry is again a striker, whereas Colby Covington is a grappler, more like a wrestler, because Colby doesn't really go for back takes, or he doesn't really go for submissions that often. I don't know how many finishes Colby Covington has. He hasn't finished how many. I think the last guy that he finished was Tyron Woodley. That was a rib injury. That was really bad. Like again, his last finish was against Max Griffin back in 2016. That was his last finish, like last proper finish. Apart from that, he hasn't been able to finish anybody. So he wasn't able to finish an old Robbie Lawler, an old Rafael dos Anjos, a Damian Maia. He could not even finish Dong Hyun Kim, which is a really bad. Like, he could not finish Brian Barberina. His last finish was against Max Griffin, ground and pound, and prior to that, Jonathan Munier. I think all of these people have retired. I think Damian Maia has retired. Robbie Lawler has retired. RDA should retire. Dong Hyun Kim has also retired. Brian Barberina, he's still there in UFC, losing his fights. That's all he is doing. He lost to Warley Alves. That was in 2015. So, yeah, whatever. I think if it goes well, then Joaquin Buckley should actually win this fight. Okay, the other fight that I want to talk about that the UFC has announced is Shavkat Rakhmanov fighting against Ian Garry, and this is going to take place in Las Vegas, Nevada, December 7, 2024, UFC 310. This is going to be a co-main event. I think this is going to be a 5-round fight, most probably. I'm not exactly sure. But this will be a good fight. Shavkat Rakhmanov undefeated, Ian Machado Garry also undefeated. And I think Shavkat has fought less than Ian Garry in UFC. I don't know exactly. No, I'll have to look at their records specifically. But I think Shavkat, his game plan should be to take Ian Garry to the ground and choke him out on the ground. That is what he needs to do. If he tries to strike with Ian Garry, I think Shavkat can hurt Ian Garry on the feet as well, because Ian Garry is not exactly a great boxer. He has really good kicks, and he wins mostly by unanimous decision because he could not finish Jeff Neal. He could not finish what was his name? Neil Magny, yes. And he could not finish MVP either. So, and MVP was lighting him on the feet. Like Ian Machado Garry, like MVP was lighting him on the feet. He could not do anything against MVP striking, so he had to become a wrestler. And I don't think he has better grappling than Shavkat Rakhmanov. I think Rakhmanov should take the fight to the ground and have the same game plan that he had against Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Knowing Shavkat Rakhmanov, he's not a stupid fighter. The fact that he was able to take down and finish Wonderboy Thompson in round 2, I think he will follow the same game plan against Ian Machado Garry. He needs to do that for 5 rounds. I think he will probably be able to finish him in round 2 or round 3 maybe. That's what he needs to do. If it goes to the striking, then I can see Rakhmanov landing some good punches on Ian Garry, and also Ian Garry could land a couple of punches on Rakhmanov as well. But I think Rakhmanov has more power. Rakhmanov has more raw power. And Ian Garry, I think he's going to be technically a better striker. I don't know how good he is. His striking hasn't looked like, he hasn't fought a striker. He has fought some good strikers, but hasn't fought somebody who's like at the level of Rakhmanov. He did fight against Jeff Neal. He did win against Jeff Neal, but that was like for three rounds he won by unanimous decision, whereas Shavkat Rakhmanov went, like, he finished Jeff Neal in the last round. And Shavkat took some damage in that fight as well, but I don't think Ian took any damage, but I mean, you never know. Ian might pull a unanimous decision win. I don't see him finishing Shavkat, but Shavkat, he needs to grapple. I'll take a look at his record as well. Once again, his last fight, I think his first fight in UFC was back in 2020. That was against Alex Oliveira. Then he fought against Michael Prajases, again, RNC round 2. Carlston Harris, I think spinning hook kick to ground strikes. 4-10 round 1. Again, what was it? I need to find this fight. Neil Magny, he finished him in round 2. Then again, Jeff Neal, again, finished him in round 3. 4 minutes, 17 seconds. It was standing bulldog choke or something like that. Like, it was a crazy finish. I love that. I really love that fight. That was a really back and forth fight, and then Shavkat just found a way to finish him. And Stephen Thompson, of course, 456 round 2. I think he will do the same thing against Ian Garry. He needs to wrestle. He needs to grapple. Ian Garry is a good grappler, but I don't think he's anywhere close to the grappling of Shavkat Rakhmanov. And it will be an interesting fight. It will be a really interesting fight because both of them are undefeated. And big props to actually Ian Garry. It doesn't matter how much fun we make of his personal life. I don't want to do that anymore. But big props to him. He's 26 years old and he's taking a prospect. He's a prospect himself, but he's taking on someone like, yeah, he had a split decision win against Chapney, whereas Shavkat finished him, but he could not finish. He finished D-Rod again. That's not really a big deal. Like finishing D-Rod is not exactly a great thing in today's day and age, in my opinion. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is it's commendable and it's respect. Then I respect the fact that Ian Garry took the fight against Shavkat Rakhmanov, an undefeated finishing machine that Shavkat is. You have to respect Ian Machado Garry's courage. I think he will put up a good fight. It won't be that easy. It won't be a one-sided victory. But Shavkat needs to grapple. If he decides to just strike with Ian Garry, then I can see Ian edging out the split decision win against him. He's not exactly a popular fighter, so I don't know if the UFC wants him to win this fight, but it doesn't matter who UFC wants to win. At the end of the day, the winner is decided inside the octagon. So I guess that's it from today's video. I wanted to talk about these two fights, that is Ian Machado Garry versus Shavkat Rakhmanov next month, UFC 310, and also Colby Covington versus Joaquin Buckley. You guys can write in the comment section what you think about both of these fights that the UFC has just announced. And also subscribe to my channel. I've got very few subscribers. Share this video, like this video, and peace out.